Your whole life runs on something invisible. Your rent, your paycheck, the price of your coffee. All of it moves to one hidden rhythm. Most people call it luck, or politics, or just the economy. But it isn't magic. It isn't even complicated. It's a machine. And once you see how the gears turn, you can't unsee it. Let's start small. Strip everything away. The economy is really just a pile of transactions. You buy bread. You hand over money. You get the bread. That's it. Your spending becomes the baker's money. Now multiply that by billions every day. Buyers, sellers, money. That's the whole economy. Just transactions stacked on top of each other. But there's one ingredient that makes it explode. That ingredient is credit. Credit is the trick nobody fully explains. Here's the magic. A lender has money sitting still, doing nothing. A borrower has a plan but no cash. So they make a deal. The borrower promises to pay back later plus a little extra, interest. And the second they shake hands, credit appears out of thin air. Suddenly there is spending power that did not exist 1 second ago. Now sit with this. Credit isn't money. That's the part that breaks people's brains. Credit is a promise to pay your future income to someone today. The moment that promise is made, spending goes up, even though nobody actually earned more. That's why credit is the most powerful force in the whole machine. It lets us spend tomorrow's money today. And tomorrow always seems far away. Here's the rule that runs everything. One person's spending is another person's income. Say that slowly. Your spending is my income. My spending is your income. When you swipe your card, that money becomes someone's paycheck. They spend it, it becomes someone else's. Money doesn't disappear, it moves. That's the whole engine. And credit pours fuel on it, because borrowed money gets spent too. And that spending is still someone's income. So watch what happens. You borrow, you spend. Your spending is someone's income. That person now looks more creditworthy. So a lender lends them more. They spend more, which is more income for the next person. Round and round. Spending feeds income, income feeds borrowing, borrowing feeds spending. The whole thing lifts off the ground. This is why economies grow faster than the goods we actually make. And here's the catch nobody mentions. Here's the catch. Borrowing isn't free money. It's just pulling spending forward in time. Every dollar you borrow to spend today is a dollar you can't spend later. Booms feel free. They feel like the good times will last. But you didn't get richer, you got a loan. And a loan creates two moments. One where you spend more than you earn, and one where you must spend less than you earn to pay it back. The bill always comes. The only question is when. That tension creates a wave. Watch it move. When credit is easy, borrowing rises, spending rises, incomes rise, prices rise. We call that inflation. When prices rise too fast, the central bank steps in and raises interest rates. Now borrowing costs more. So people borrow less, spend less. Incomes fall, prices cool. That's a recession. Then rates drop again and the wave restarts. This is the short cycle. Boom, cool down, repeat. Roughly every 5 to 8 years. But zoom way out and something sneakier is happening. Each short cycle tends to end with a little more debt than the last one. Why? Because people like spending, and lenders like lending. So over decades, the peaks climb higher, the debts pile higher, and slowly, quietly, debts outgrow incomes. This is the long cycle, and it can run for 50, 70 years. So long that almost nobody alive remembers the last time it ended. Eventually, you reach the top. The bubble is here. Debts are huge. Incomes can't keep up. But for a while, nobody worries. Asset prices are soaring. Homes, stocks, everything. People borrow against those high prices to buy even more. It feels unstoppable. It feels like this time is different. It never is. Because all of this rests on one fragile thing, the ability to keep paying the debt. And that's about to crack. Then comes the moment. Incomes flatten. Debt payments keep climbing. People cut back on spending to make their payments. But remember the rule. Your spending is someone's income. So when you spend less, someone earns less. Now they can't pay their debts either. Asset prices fall. Lenders panic. Credit dries up. And here's the trap. Everyone sells at once to raise cash, which pushes prices down even faster. This is not a normal recession. This is deleveraging, the painful unwinding of too much debt. And it's brutal because it feeds itself. Less spending, less income, less credit, lower asset prices, which means even less spending. A normal recession gets fixed by cutting interest rates. But in a deleveraging, rates are often already near zero. There's no lower to go. The usual lever is broken. So how does it end? There are only 4 ways out, and the mix decides everything. 4 levers. 1. Spend less. Austerity. Painful, and it shrinks incomes too. 2. Wipe out debts. Defaults and restructuring. Promises get broken, savers lose. 3. Move wealth from the haves to the have-nots through taxes, tense and political. And 4. The central bank prints new money to buy assets and ease the pain. Each one alone is dangerous. Too much austerity, depression. Too much printing, inflation. The secret is the balance. Get the balance right and something rare happens. Dalio calls it a beautiful deleveraging. The idea is simple to say, hard to do. You print enough money to stop the free fall, but not so much that the currency collapses. Print, but not too much. You let some debts fail, you spread the pain, you keep incomes rising just faster than the debt grows. Slowly, the burden shrinks. The machine rebalances, and the whole long cycle quietly begins again. So why does any of this matter to you? Because you live inside this machine every single day. The boom is when loans are cheap and everyone feels rich. The bust is when the bill comes due. You're not stupid with money for feeling squeezed. You might just be standing in a particular part of the cycle. Knowing where you are won't make you rich overnight, but it turns the news from noise into signal. And here's the one honest takeaway. The machine has a simple lesson buried inside it. Don't let debt rise faster than your income. Don't let your income rise faster than your productivity, what you actually produce. And do everything you can to raise that productivity over time. That's not a get-rich scheme. There isn't one. This is education, not advice. But it's the same logic that runs the entire economy, just scaled down to one life, yours. So now when someone says, the economy, you don't see chaos. Now you see the gears. Credit, spending as income, the short wave, the long wave, the unwind. One machine turning. I cut the whole thing into a 60-second short. It's right there. If this made the economy finally click, subscribe. Every week we open up one money machine and show you exactly how it works. I'll see you in the next one.